purewestradio.com. Gordon and I with you this evening, and of course you can watch along on the video on the Facebook page as well. And it was a really good Saturday for Tenby. The rugby season now done and dusted. Probably a good thing, I think, as well, after the celebrations Tenby, I think, had on Saturday, which we'll come to in a sec. But they became Pembrokeshire Knockout Cup champions with a win against Aberaeron at the weekend. I'm really pleased to have with us this evening coach Jonathan Evans and also skipper Luke Deadman. How are you, chaps?
Evening, gents.
Very
Thanks
good.
for having us on.
Listen, it's really good to have you on. A win against Aberaeron, 37-27. John, how was it on Saturday? How was the performance?
It's probably the one time this season it doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? It was all about just making sure that we got the win. I think, you know, we played a part, and Aberaeron certainly did in a great occasion. The score is probably deserving for them. You know, they kind of didn't give in, really. You know, they scored the last play of the game, and yeah, we relieved, but also absolutely delighted. You know, the boys and the club just fully deserve it.
Well, listen, congratulations to you both, of course. Luke, how did it feel to lift that cup on Saturday?
Well, like John said, relief. We knew it wasn't going to be easy. Aberaeron are a really, really good side, and I think the last time we played them, we actually lost. So we had to really bring it on Saturday, and we started really well. Had a good lead at half time, and we've got a really strong squad, strong bench, and sort of got us over the line. But yeah, really happy. It's been a while since we last won it. So yeah, brilliant. Really happy.
Gordon will come in just a sec, but we've been speaking, obviously it was the opening day of the cricket season in Pembrokeshire. The sun was shining, it was really warm. Were conditions tricky on Saturday?
Yeah, really tough. Sort of even in the warm-up, it's energy sapping sort of heat. So adrenaline was flowing, and the heat, it just sort of, yeah, sometimes in the game you were blowing, so it was hard work. So, but yeah, we dug in, and we want to play rugby in the sun. It's been probably the wettest winter or wettest season, for years. So it was nice to get that sort of weather.
Gordon.
Hey, Jonathan, as a coach of, I know you've got a few assistants as well, but you must be really pleased with the team gaining promotion this season, and then it culminated with some silverware winning the Knockout Cup, which the Seasiders haven't won for a little while. You must have been really pleased how the season has gone. Yeah,
no, you know, you set your targets at the start, and you know, I can share them publicly now, and it was promotion. And I'll be honest, it was a Pembs Cup final. You know, I didn't put my neck on the line and say to win it. So we've exceeded that. But I think as the season went on, you know, we really started to show that, you know, we're going to have a successful season. Obviously, it went down to the wire with the league. We possibly should have wrapped that up a little bit earlier with regards to us and St Clair's distancing ourselves from the rest of the division. But, you know, that's not how it went, but we got there in the end. And then we always had the Pembs Cup in the back of our mind. Obviously, we knew early that we had Narberth in the semi-final. Well, you know, that was a banana skin. And again, there was an element of relief there because, you know, the majority of people would have expected us to win that. And then likewise with Aberaeron, you know, albeit we're now going into one and they're Division 3, you know, they're a good Division 3 side and a side that would definitely hold their own in Division 2.
While you're talking about the league structure, I'm totally confused with it. I don't know whether you can sort of tell our listeners and Ben and I exactly how it's going to work. You've gained promotion, then there's others are relegated. How's the whole system going to work?
So ourselves and St Clair's will go into Division 1 West.
Yeah.
Larne will enter Division 3 West. Division 2 West.
From
alongside whoever won 3 West B. Hopefully you know that. Was it Sandailo maybe? And everyone else then will enter Division 4 West from that Division 3 West. I'm confusing people as I'm saying this. But 4 West A is our District H division.
Okay. That's the Pembrokeshire one, basically,
yes, with Narberth seconds, Newcastle Emlyn seconds, Crymych seconds, and Llanybydder is my understanding.
Can you enlighten our listeners? What is the benefit of all this change? Is it going to improve the standard of rugby?
Time will tell. It'll certainly improve the standard of rugby in Tenby. It'll have to, otherwise we're going to be back in Division 2. Larne convincingly, in the end, won 3 West, so they're going to want to challenge themselves in 2. So I think, there's a shift back towards community rugby, but unless your community rugby is really, really strong, then you're going to have to go up the line, aren't you?
Yeah.
If you want to better yourself.
Luke,
go
on, Ben. Go on.
No, I was just going to ask Luke. Obviously, playing a team where you would be favourites on paper, what was the mentality in the dressing room, Luke? Because it almost puts a bit more pressure on you to get the job done, doesn't it? Were you having to make sure you were extra focused
on the Saturday now in the final? So it's been tough because the expectations for the season were obviously to get promoted and win the league, which is what we wanted to do, but we fell short. And then it was a case of we're trying to pick people up week in, week out, which mentally is tough for everyone to be switched on constantly to perform. Saturday was more about we didn't want to take them for granted and feel like it was going to be an easy ride, because that's the biggest banana skin you can have. A few weeks ago, it happened to us in the league. We got beaten by the bottom, a relegated team, and it didn't work well for us, and it made it hard work. So the boys just stay focused and just sort of treat it like a normal game. Don't get caught up in the moment. We managed to grind it through. And I always say to the boys, the biggest sort of respect you can give a team is by switching on and giving it 100% and trying to put as many points on as you can.
Yeah, we'll hear about the celebrations in a sec. But what's the mood been like in the Tenby dressing room? Because we've spoken to John quite a bit. I know he's spoken to Fraser quite often for this show, and John, we've really appreciated that through the season. But I've always been impressed that you sound like there's been a plan. There's been a good mentality in the dressing room, and it sounds like it's been a good place to play rugby this season, Luke.
Yeah. So over the years, Tenby have sort of had players come and go from different clubs, lower clubs that want to sort of like bet themselves and come to Tenby from like maybe Division 3 up to Division 1 when we were there, and then obviously Division 2. And they've always bought in, and it's quite hard with youngsters coming from the youth or coming from other clubs, because Tenby's, for anyone who's been involved, is quite intense. It's, even though the club hasn't performed, it's always had high aspirations based on probably the past, which we all know is very good. So, everyone comes in. We always set good targets. The club is run much better each year. We're building on it each year. We're sort of getting everyone to know each other. And it's been a really good environment. Everyone's bought in, and training numbers have been high, which makes a hell of a difference, really.
There's a great comment actually on the screen, John. I don't know if you can see that, but Ridge Reese says it was a great occasion on Saturday. The under-7s loved the opportunity to be mascots. Congratulations, guys, and all at Tenby United RFC, one club, the Seaside. Is that something you have tried to foster across the club, John?
Oh, definitely. Yes, there's a first 15, but without everyone underpinning that, then you're not going anywhere. We introduced a second team last summer. They played 15 games. As a club, we've got 70 odd registered players. We use 52 during the season. There's players that know that if they turn up and train and that they're going to be within a shout of playing first team rugby. The youth have had a bit of a challenging season because of the weather and pitches, but they ended the season well with a plate win last week. Previous weekend, we had nigh on every team in the club in a junior final. The under 15s and 16s won their competitions. They're playing at Park of Scarlets this weekend. And it all makes the next job easier. So we're already looking forward to those under 16s coming into the youth system. We've got a handful of youth players coming into the senior setup this summer. So you do the hard yards down the bottom, and it kind of does filter through, but that's taken, it's taken 3, 4, 5 years. Luke will remember 5 years ago, we were in Division 1 West. We lost 21 games, and then we scraped a win in Kidwelly, last game of the season. Half of those boys were 18, 19, and the bulk of those that half is still involved now, but they've played 50, 60 games. And it's taken that long to get back to that level. So, there's a loads going on, I'm conscious of missing people out, but you go committee level right down to Rydian there, who's the under-7s team manager. And just seeing them, we involved them in the warm-up. We wanted them on the field, the mascots, and we had the photos. And it's just kind of creating that culture where, there isn't a single individual or team that makes the club. It's all of us.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Come on, Gord.
Yeah, it's interesting to note that, Jonathan, because Tenby have always been strong, even when I went to school. Yes, I did go to school. But, they've always been strong players in that area. And what you said with the setup with Tenby now, I actually went to the junior finals day and I was very impressed with the whole setup. And there was a number of Tenby teams involved in those finals. And it's just bringing the continuity through to the senior ranks. I do feel that there should be second team rugby at senior level as well. We seem to have lost our way with that because it's a big jump for youth players to go straight into senior rugby. It's like men against boys, simple as that.
We're having conversations with the union, today.
Yeah.
About that, because we know we've got 8 or 9 youth players coming out at 18.
Yeah.
Youth level is now under 18, not under 19.
Right.
But we're already thinking about where are these guys going to be playing senior rugby next year, because we're now at a division higher. We've got a strong squad, but ultimately we've got to cater for them as well. So it's going to be a challenge, but one we've got to overcome.
Luke, how were the celebrations then on Saturday?
Fantastic.
Not just Saturday.
Yeah. So Saturday, I think the weather helped. Crymych, to be fair to them, were fantastic. They put on a really good spread and got the beers flowing with an outside bar, lovely beer garden. So yeah, it just helped the celebrations.
Get started.
We had a supporters bus that was full, so that was nice. A couple of stop-offs on the way back to Tenby, and then a good old party in the clubhouse then.
Excellent. Couple of stop-offs. Which way did you go? Back to Tenby?
We stopped at a couple of like New Edges and stuff like that. So yeah, it was good.
Excellent.
Yeah, and followed on to Sunday.
And it carried on Sunday as well. And have you got the cup to show everyone who's watching on the video?
I have got the cup.
Interesting, I think you both got the cup, actually. Well,
Yay.
Exactly. So there it is.
Where is it? Yeah.
Wow.
We apologise now to the District H Rugby Committee. It has been fixed tomorrow. The jeweller said that it wasn't well put together, so that's our excuse.
Apparently, It was when Luke lifted the cup up, I was told. It just came off in his hand.
His arms are too big.
Straight away.
Yeah, there we go. For people watching on the video, Luke and John aren't in the same room, so the cup is in 2 different places, but that will get fixed, which is good. I've seen the pictures, though, of you lifting that on Saturday, Luke. That looked like a brilliant moment, yeah?
Yeah, it's been a long time coming for me. I've been captain since sort of 2018, 2019 season, so we've had finals in the past, and I've had previous captains that have had the opportunity, and it's a good way for me because I've obviously been playing with Tenby since under 10s, under 9s, under 10s, and I haven't left. So it's been really nice moment for me personally. So happy.
And do you know, Gordon and John, it's really good to hear that. And we had a similar story in the football, actually, with Clarbeston Road winning the Senior Cup. And we spoke to the lad who scored the winner for Clarbeston Road. And he'd been with Clarby Road for like 20 years. So he played junior football there, come through, scored the winner in the Senior Cup. And Luke, do you think that almost means a bit more that you've been with the club that amount of times when you get those moments? Do they mean a bit more?
Yeah, 100%. Because you go through every high and low. The amount of coaches you go through, just naturally rugby, you sort of turn over coaches and staff and captains and players come and go. You get your good ones that better themselves and go up to the sort of Division 1, the Championship, and you get the ones that just leave because you've had a hiding every week. So it's we've had the highs and we've had the lows, and like we've worked hard the last 5 years since John made me captain. We worked closely as a coaching group and player group. with sort of 3 or 4 leaders as well in the team that helped me out. And it's just one of these things where we've just managed to get over the edge now and sort of enjoy it and get over the line and win some trophies.
And good, we should probably ask John now then, what happens from here? What's the targets for next season? How are you going to spend the next few months as you get ready for going again next year?
The public target will be to remain in Division 1 and to progress as far as we can in both the Pembs Cup and the Welsh Cup.
And when does pre-season get going, John?
Next week, Ben.
Yeah, there's a few will be in June, but we'll give it a good 6 weeks, 8 weeks, and then we line up some games in August, and it all starts again.
Is it good just to have a bit of a break, but also from your side just to reflect as well, because it has been a busy season. It only finished on Saturday, so plenty just to reflect on for you, John. Yeah,
I think it's the times have changed in a sense. It feels like it's more commitment for everyone. Your Tuesday night, your Thursday night, your Saturdays. If the games are off, then you probably still didn't have any plans on that Saturday. Yet you've got another weekend further down the season that's now gone. So there's players, there's husbands, there's fathers, there's partners and what have you. So it's definitely important that boys invest and kind of thank those around them by spending some quality time, but only 7 weeks.
And then go again. Listen, from us all at Pure West, congratulations on that on Saturday and on a really good season as well. And thank you for always coming on, John especially. It's been great to hear from you through the season. Hopefully we'll carry that on next season as well. But from us all at Pure West, well done to both of you on winning that on Saturday. Great stuff.
Thank you. We appreciate your support. We really do.
Yeah, excellent. Thank you very much.
Well done, Luke. Well done, John. Thank you very much. Gordon and I will come back for the final part of tonight's Pure West Sport in just a few moments.